Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. It's a lot later than I was planning on it being, purely because I haven't been very well. I mentioned in the last couple of videos that I've been suffering with a lot of migraines, and they're still kind of ongoing. They're almost managed. I'm just having the odd one now. But when I went and saw the doctor last, she checked me all over, and she's now referred me for ultrasounds because she thinks I've got gallstones. And then I had a god-awful cold, and so I haven't really been presentable. I've looked like death for weeks. And then it was my birthday on Tuesday, so we've been going off out and doing things. We've had people around. So yeah, it's a bit later than I was planning, but it's not too late. It's only the 5th of November now, so it's not too bad. I've got a few things to show you today. I've got my whips. I've got 2 new starts, a finish, which is one of the new starts. I've got some new stash. Some of it's from a good friend of mine, Sean, which was a birthday present. And I think that's really about it. First of all, I wanted to tell you, because I keep forgetting, that I am taking part in my first ever stitch along in 2016. It's the Magical Creatures calendar by Clouds Factory. It was arranged, I believe, by a lovely lady called Adele, and Kate from Lakeside Needlecrafts. She put together some packages for us. She hooked up with Chromatic Alchemy for the fabric, and we could choose whether we just wanted the fabric, the flosses, the week's dye works. So I went and I bought the whole lot. I got my fabric, I got my DMCs, and I got my week's dye works for an absolutely fantastic price. So I'm going to show you those first. I haven't bought the chart yet. I'm getting it for Christmas, which is going to be cutting it a little bit fine. But that's fine, as long as I have it for the 1st of January so I can start, I don't mind. So I'm going to start by showing you the fabric. It is called Metamorphic, and I got the 16 count Ida. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see just how good it is on camera. It's nice blues and pinks and green. It is absolutely beautiful. I say it'll be the first time I use hand-dyed fabric. It depends whether I start one of my Harry Potter charts before January. I got my first ever piece of hand-dyed fabric from Sean for the gift exchange a couple of months ago, and I put it to one side, especially for the Harry Potter Magical Spells, I think it's called, by Clouds Factory. So if I start that before then it wouldn't be the first time I've used hand-dyed fabric, but I can't really see me using it or starting the Harry Potter before January. Then I have, I'm sorry I keep looking at, I've got everything sort of laid out on the sofa next to me. My week's dye works. So I've got Periwinkle Blaze. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's a really, really nice, it's almost I'd say it's an orange. It's like a reddy orange. And then Morris Blue and Lagoon. I love the Lagoon. I like my greens and my turquoises. And then the only other thing I have is all of my DMCs that just need to be bobbinated. I haven't got around to it yet. It arrived, I want to say Saturday. I think it was Friday, Saturday. It was about when. And I just couldn't really be bothered to bobbinate it all. So I do need to do that. And then we also got, I think it's 50 plastic bobbins thrown in for free. I've already opened mine. I needed one the other day for one of my new starts. I bobbinated all the threads and I hadn't done one for some unknown reason. So that's that. So if I might as well show you what Sean got me for my birthday. No, I can't. I have to show you my whips first. I have to show you my whips and my new starts. So if we start with my finish, It was a new start. I finished it, I think it took me about a week and a half, but I was only stitching about 3 or 4 days of that because of the migraines and everything. There was a lot of days where I couldn't stitch. And it's Lizzie Kate, Dreaming is Free. This is what it looked like. It was one of my gifts from Sean in the gift exchange. It was my first ever Lizzie Kate, and I was ever so excited. So I stitched it up for my friend for Christmas. I nearly gave it to her this week. She had to have an operation, not the Friday just gone, the Friday before, on her wrist. I think she's had it pinned and plated. She was in an accident in September, I think it was. She was in quite a nasty car accident, and she was stationary, and she was parking. It wasn't even her fault. And it's the second operation she's had. She had an operation on her shoulder as well. And I went over to see her. I went over and saw her on my birthday, actually. And I so nearly gave it to her as a get well soon present, but I stopped myself because otherwise I've got to do something for her for Christmas as well. So here it is. I did it on 28 count DMC even weave, and I used DMC threads for it. I love how it turned out. I had a bit of a panic moment. I sent pictures to Sean and said, "Oh, it's finished," and then I sent her a picture of this picture, and I realised that the colours aren't the same. I think it was that picture. Yes, Miracles in this picture is the same colour as Free, but here it's not. It's a completely different colour. So I double checked the chart after I'd finished it, and I realised that I had done it right. And Sean told me that I think she said she'd seen it on a Floss Tube video or a few Floss Tube videos, where people have said that the chart doesn't actually always match up with the picture with the Lizzie Kates. So I didn't do anything wrong. I thought I had, and I was not going to unpick it. I was going to leave it as it was, because that's the sort of person I am. I have another new start here, which is, I don't know if the picture's going to show up very off my iPad, but it's Doc McStuffins by Clouds Factory. So I don't know if that works quite well. So I've just been working off of my iPad, so I did print out the chart, but it came out so small there was no way I could highlight it. So I'm trying to figure out what the cats are doing. I think they're attacking my kitchen. So here is where I am at the moment. I've just got the snowman to do. I need to finish this bit down here, and there's a couple of plasters, one either side. And that's going to be a Christmas present for my daughter. She's going into her own room about Christmas time. She's 2, and she's still not in her own room. But she will be. So I've been working on that for her for Christmas. And I'm also doing a latch-up rug as well, a Tinkerbell one that I've been doing for about 4 years. I originally started it for my ex's daughter, and when we split up, I said, I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to bring it over for her, and he told me not to bother. So I thought, well, I like Tinkerbell, so I'll do it for myself. And then not long after, a while after that, I found out I was pregnant, and I found out I was having a girl, so I was like, I'll do it for her. But yeah, it just kind of, I do a row every now and again and it gets ignored. So I had a look at the chart last week. I had a look to see how many rows I had left. Worked out that if I did 2, I'd have it 2 a day. I'd have it finished not way ahead of Christmas, about 3 weeks ahead of Christmas. So that's what I'm going to do, or what I have been doing, apart from the last 2 days. But I have been doing some extra ones as well on other days, so it kind of evens itself out. And if it's not finished for Christmas, her birthday's exactly 3 weeks after, so it's not such a big hassle. And then I've got my other 2 whips. I will insert a picture. I'm going to attempt to insert pictures of what they looked like last time I showed you. One of them hasn't really changed much. We're going to start with that one. So the first one I have is Majestic Peacock by Annika. This is what it will look. Oh god, the glare's awful. I've got all the lights on because the weather's horrible. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. When I first started it, the progress was going super quick, and then I started getting the migraines, and so I had to stop because I didn't want to ruin it. And then it's just not really come along. It's kind of just sat in the corner and not done much. So I will insert a picture here of what it looked like last time you saw it, and here is it now. So there's been some bits of green around the edges that I've done. I think there's a few bits in between that I've filled in of green. And then it's just these bits of gold, I think. And the blue, I don't think the blue was on there last time either. So I have done a little bit. Just not as much as I'd like. Oh, I just had an idea. The pictures are on my iPad. I should be able to show you the pictures off of my iPad. Oh no, the blue was on there last time. Oh god, I really haven't done a lot since you last saw it. The pictures are screenshots from the videos because I didn't think to take pictures when I did the last video. So when I finish this video, I'm going to take pictures of my whips so that I've got the pictures for the next one. But here is what it looked like before you saw it, last time you saw it. So yeah, it's quite clear. So I haven't really done much at all. Oh, throw my iPad. And then my other whip is Family by DMC. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I'm a huge fan of owls. I got lots of lovely owls for my birthday. Most of them were from Sean. I got some gorgeous owl slippers. I'd show them to you, but I'm wearing them. They are little owls. Well, I'm gonna have to show you. They are really cute. I'm going completely off topic. Aren't they adorable? There was a bit of a discussion on my birthday between my partner and his mum as to whether they were owls or penguins. But they're definitely owls. Penguins would have been black and white. They'd have an orange beak and they'd have longer wings. That was my argument anyway. So back to my cross stitch. Here is Families. Last time you saw it, I have done a fair bit. It's come off the Q snap for a little while since Halloween, which was when I started Duck McStuffins, because I do only have the one Q snap, and I wanted to get Duck McStuffins done and out of the way, ready for Christmas. So here it is now. It's a bit creased because it's been rolled up. Oh, the cream shows up. In pictures, the cream doesn't show up. As my friend pointed out the other day when she came round and saw it in person for the first time. The cream is an absolute pain in the backside because there is a lot of it. There's just this giant cream circle, and it's big. I'm not a big fan of big blocks of the same colour, and that's a massive block. And it's not even it's not that it's not a nice colour. It's just it's not an interesting colour. So I'm trying to do bits of cream in between the other bits, but the other bits are nearly all finished now. So I'm hoping I'm going to have that finished by January, because then the only whip I'll have left going into the new year would be the Peacock, which would be good. I hope. That's my plan anyway. And then, well, I'll probably start something else or another few things before then. But the Christmas presents will be done, so Doc McStuffins will be done, and the next couple of stitches new starts that I'll be doing, if I get round to it, will be for Christmas as well. So it'll be quite nice. Oh, I didn't think, it's one of those days today. I just remembered that Sean bought me my first ever Heaven and Earth design chart about a week before my birthday, I think it was. I was feeling a bit down, and with all the migraines and the cold and everything else that I had, I was fed up. And she messaged me on Facebook and said, check your emails, and had an email, and the what do you call it? I want to call it a tagline, and it's not a tagline. The name thing of the email said "Pick me up," and I've got a picture of it on my phone. Hopefully, it will show up because I haven't printed it yet. It is the Quick Stitches Autumn Owl by Michelle Saeta. I'm probably ruining her name. But there is the design. It is super, super cute. And it's an owl. And we all know what I'm like for owls. It has 86 colours in it. And so my plan is to buy the threads for it on Friday. That's my plan. My dad gave me some birthday money, so I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to buy the fabric. I'm planning on doing it on 25 count 1/1, which I would assume would be 1/1, I think. Yeah, because I thought it'd be a bit... I'll have a look. I'll try it and see what happens. So that might be started before January. So I would go into the new year with the peacock, the owl, and then the stitch along, which wouldn't be too bad, she says. But then the peacock's never going to get done because it's an owl. But it's going to be started either way, whether it gets started just before the new year or whether it gets started just after the new year. So the peacock's probably never going to get finished. I'm probably going to end up in the corner somewhere for about 6 years. Hopefully not. I'm sure I've got something else to show you. I keep going off topic and I keep forgetting. I forgot to show you what Sean... Oh no, no, don't worry. Right. I'm going to show you what Sean got me for my birthday. Before I forget again. So, the first one you've already seen is my grime guard that she got me. It's my first ever grime guard. It's 11 by 11 to fit my frame. Sean, when I messaged her on my birthday and said thank you and I loved it all and everything else, and she said that she watched, I think it was my last video where I showed you my R&R frame when I bought it, and I think she said she watched it 3 times to see what size I'd got so that she could get the grime guard. I've put the piece of paper, hang on. Oh. I was silly enough to put the piece of paper on the floor that's got where it's from. It is from Pretty Things for Needles and Pins, which is on Facebook. And of course it's got owls on it, so I'm in love. I do like my owl. She knows how much I like my owl. She got me my first ever needle minder for the gift exchange, which is now. And she's got me another one, which was on I took it off my Q-snap because I didn't want to show you everything in one. And then show you again. So there it is. It is ever so cute. The magnet is so strong that I have to keep it on the card or on the Q-snap because I can't separate the magnet from the back. But it's from... What are my cats doing? It's from Nifty Needle Nannies, which is on Facebook, and I think the cats are trashing my kitchen. I don't think I'm going to have a kitchen left. She also got me another Lizzie Kate, 3 Little Words. My plan was to slowly buy them all anyway after she got me the first one, so that's another one I don't need to buy. And it was the one that my friend, who I've done the Dreaming is Free for, she saw it online and she said, oh my god, that's the best one, I love that one. And I thought, well, I can't afford to buy it at the moment, so she's having the Dreaming is Free. And then Sean got me this one, but she's still having the Dreaming is Free because I don't have time to stitch another one up in time for Christmas along with everything else that I need to do. So it's Never Give Up. And it says, never give up, make it happen, I think. Yes. And it's super, super cute. So it'll be stitched up soon. I'm trying to decide, because I kept the button from the first one for when I stitched it, because I'm going to stitch them all for myself once I've got the whole collection. And I can't decide whether to do them separately and have them going up my stairs, or whether to do them all together, like on the back, in like a big wall hanging. and I can't quite decide, and I don't want to start stitching them and then decide I want to do the wall hanging, because then I'm going to have to stitch them again because they'll all be separate and I don't really want to sew them together. So that's a decision I need to make. And then she also got me all of the DMCs for the Lizzie Kate. She messaged me a couple of weeks ago now, I think, and asked me whether what threads I'd used for the Lizzie Kate that I'd already stitched up, whether I'd used the DMCs or whether I'd used, I think it's Weeks Dye Works. Yes, Weeks Dye Works. And she said that she was trying to decide what she was going to stitch hers up with, and I said that I'd used the DMC because it was cheaper. I pay 41p a skein from Lakeside Needlecrafts, which is really, really cheap in the UK. Whereas the Weeks Dye Works are a couple of pound each, I think. And she said, oh, that's a really good idea. And then I found out afterwards the reason she'd asked me was because she wanted to get me the same, so that they all matched, rather than some being DMC, some being Weeks Dye Works. Which, she's super sneaky. I never even guessed that was what she was doing. Is there anything else? I don't think so. It's quite a short video this time round. I don't think there's anything else. No, there's nothing else. The next video, it might not be for a month or so. It just depends, really. There's no point in me doing a video sort of every week or every other week if I haven't got much to show you, because then they're going to be 5-minute videos and it's just a bit pointless. Although I am doing a lot of stitching, it mainly seems to be on my owls. Although I have got Doc McStuffins. Doc McStuffins should be finished in the next couple of days, and then I've got to decide what I'm going to start next. I'm going to do some. I'm going to do a cross stitch each for my friend's daughters. The friend who the Dreaming is free for. She's got a 14-year-old and a 11-year-old, 11-year-old, I think. One of them's Harry Potter mad, so I'm going to do the Clouds Factory Harry, Ron and Hermione for her, and then get her some chocolates or whatever else. And her other daughter, Caitlin, is obsessed with bright neon colours, so I'm thinking, I've seen a unicorn, I think it was a unicorn, that's done in like rainbow stripes, and I'm thinking about doing that and changing the colours on it, because it's sort of pastel colours on the one I've seen, but changing it to really bright, vibrant colours. She'd love that. So I need to do those two, ideally. And apart from that, I don't think I'm going to be doing any other cross stitches for Christmas presents. I don't think. Unless I suddenly decide at a later date. We do hampers for all of the adults, for in couples or single, just for them. And I was thinking about doing doing one of the Lizzie Kates for each hamper, but I'm just not going to have time. We normally end up with about 10 hampers, because we have my family, we have my partner's family. My partner's family is huge. Most of Crew Kern is my partner's family, so that's not going to happen. And then I thought about doing Christmas cross-stitched Christmas decorations, like just one for each hamper, but I'm not going to have time to do that. I wanted to do cross-stitched Christmas cards, but I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to have time to do that either, because I've got these ones, I've got the Doc McStuffins, I've got the other 2 cross stitches to do, and I've got the rug to do, and I think we've only got about 50 days left. So, and then I'm going to have to wrap all the presents and make up all the hampers, which will take a good few days once I've bought the presents, because we are really, really behind. I think we've bought some of the stuff for hampers. We bought some of the stuff for hampers Boxing Day last year. We went to the Boxing Day sales at Clark's Village, which is an outlet store, an outlet village thing, in Street. And we bought a lot of stuff from Body Shop, actually. A load of soaps and nice things. Apart from that, I think we bought my daughter maybe 5 items for Christmas, and we haven't even thought about a birthday. I don't even know what we're going to get her for a birthday. Something in the sales. We're going to need to do it in the sales. But yeah, so that is think that's everything. So I will be back again some point in the next month, I would say. Maybe sooner. It just depends on what I get done amongst everything else, really. I'm sorry that I'm so all over the place today. And I say a lot, and it really, really annoys me. And this is the second time filming this because I said so many times the first time that I said a very rude word because I got so fed up with hearing myself say So that's everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and commenting. And my electric